Hello and welcome back. Happy New Year. I hope you had a great break, and if you're still on break, I hope you're still enjoying that. And today we're going to be making kind of a two-in-one. So we're making a mushroom ragu that's going to be really rich, really silky and quite earthy because we're going to add a variety of mushrooms in that. And then we're also going to be doing a pillowy soft ricotta gnocchi that you could really just make one or the other if you don't want to make these together and make your life really simple. Like you could just make the gnocchi and do like a butter sauce with just like a little bit of sage and toss those through and it would be amazing. Or you could do this if you want to make it, take it that extra step, and it will be really rich, really indulgent, and just like a special meal to make for your loved ones when you're getting together with friends or family or whatnot. This ragu is perfect with any sort of pasta. You could do like a rigatoni or a fettuccine or literally any pasta that you like. You could even have it over like polenta or mashed potato even. So if you want to see how we're going to make it, just keep watching. Starting with our gnocchi. So we're going to add 500 grams of fresh ricotta to a large mixing bowl, followed by 2 egg yolks. Use a fork and just mash everything together. Then add a good generous amount of salt and freshly cracked black pepper. Mix everything together, and then we're going to go in with half a cup of Parmesan cheese, and we're going to go with about 3/4 of a cup of flour to begin with. Add this in bit by bit and just kind of fold it in, as you can see I'm doing here. And you want to kind of touch it to make sure it's not sticky. It was still quite wet feeling, so I added a bit more flour. So all in all, I added about a cup, and I had a little bit left over for dusting the table later. So mix it all around until there's no floury bits. You don't want to overwork it, but this was perfect because it was not sticking to my fingers. Now we're going to add some flour to our work surface, and we're going to dump out our dough, and we're going to get ready to knead it. So it's extremely soft. You just want to incorporate a little bit of that flour because we've purposefully not put heaps of flour in it. The less flour you can add, the fluffier and more kind of soft these gnocchis are going to be. So just add a little bit of flour when it starts to feel wet. If it doesn't feel wet, just keep kneading very gently until it kind of forms a complete piece like what is happening now. Now roll the whole lot into a massive sausage, and then we're going to cut it up into more manageable sized chunks. And we'll do one piece at a time. So if this starts to feel sticky, just add a little bit more flour, just have some on hand. This is so therapeutic. It's extremely relaxing. Grab yourself a knife and chop your little gnocchis up. You can leave them just like this, or you can add a little indent in them like I'm doing here. This is just going to help capture the sauce a little bit. Next, place your gnocchi on a tea towel lined baking tray, or even just your bench. Recommend the tea towel though, so they don't stick. Next, we're going to chop up our mushrooms for our ragu. So we're using quite a lot here. We used a mixture of Swiss brown mushrooms and Portobello, and once they're finely chopped, it's going to yield about 4 cups. Next, we're going to add some olive oil to our saucepan, followed by our finely diced onions. We're going to let that cook out for at least 5 minutes until it's translucent and getting a little bit browned. Then we're going to add in our carrot and our celery. All the quantities will be listed down below in the description. Next, we're going to add in our mountain of mushrooms. I know it looks like a lot, but just trust the process, it's going to reduce quite significantly. So we've got it on a high heat. We've added in a good amount of salt and pepper. This is going to help draw out the moisture from the mushrooms, and it will kind of pull at the bottom like this, which is awesome. It's exactly what we want. When it's evaporated a little bit, we're going to add our garlic. This is going to kind of protect it from that high heat. It's still on high. Then it's all going to evaporate and we're going to start browning. So all the moisture is evaporated and now we're waiting for it to brown. And this is going to happen really quickly. Like this stage here, this has been cooking for about 20 minutes. So the onions have been cooking down, the carrot and the celery, the mushrooms have released all their moisture. When the mushrooms hit the pan to now, it's been like 8 minutes. But now that it's all evaporated, we've turned the heat down from high to medium, and it's going to start browning fairly quickly because the pan is really hot, the content inside is really hot. So we want to keep stirring here. It's actually sticking to the bottom of the pan like you would notice with, you know, minced meat or something like that. Next, we're going to deglaze the pan with about 1/3 of a cup of really good red wine. So whatever you're drinking is what you want to add to this. Scrape down all the sides before adding 2 bay leaves and some fresh oregano. Cook this out on medium-high for a few minutes till it looks something like this. Then we're going to add in a little bit over a tablespoon of tomato paste. We're also going to cook this out before adding a teaspoon of stock powder, followed by 800 grams of diced tomatoes. So it would be 2 regular sized tins, followed by about 400 ml of water. Next, add a teaspoon of gochugaru to the ragu. These are Korean chili flakes, so they're a little bit sweeter and not as spicy as regular chili flakes. Next, we're gonna salt our pasta water like the sea. And once that comes to a boil, we're gonna add 1 serve of gnocchi at a time. So this is gonna do 2 things. It's gonna prevent the pan from being super overcrowded, and it's gonna make your life really easy when they start to float to the top, and you're going to fish them out and put them into your ragu. You won't have too many there that you can't manage. So we're just going to scoop them out as they rise straight into the ragu, fold them through. A little bit of pasta water in the ragu is going to be excellent. It's going to help thicken the sauce and just create a super luscious, incredible dish. Once you've mixed them through very gently, we're going to plate up. So get yourself a lovely plate, stack them up, and then we're just going to top it with a little bit of Parmesan cheese, or pecorino would be fantastic as well, and a few basil leaves. Alright, it's time to try gnocchi. The ragu smells so good. It is like layering the walls with its perfume. It's so freaking good. So we're gonna go straight in. Alright. So we've got these beautiful, silky ricotta gnocchi with the Parmesan cheese on top and our amazing ragu. I'm gonna get a little basil leaf as well. Mmm! So good. Like, truly worth every little bit of time that you spend on it. It's really not hard though. Like, you would think, you know, to make them gnocchi, make them ragu, there'd be all these steps, it'd be really annoying. No, This is simple, really easy, different than your typical, you know, potato gnocchi. It's really light, it's very foolproof. You can't kind of get a really kind of hard gnocchi unless you just overdo it with the flour. But as you saw at the start, like, you just add it as you go and it's fail safe. Like, you're gonna be so good. Like, please give it a go. If you like it, let me know, and yeah, enjoy, and see you on the next one. All right, bye.